about an experience of my own, not to acknowledge or thank any of our friends in St. Philip's, but to tell you my story since this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I want to take an opportunity to ask everybody, what will you do with your Goliath moment? Do we all know who David, the story of David and Goliath? Yes. Who was Goliath? A giant, a big giant of a man, of a soldier, taller than anybody else, who was making men quiver, making people run away, scaring a lot of people. But who was David? The small boy who did what? And he destroyed that giant, right? He did. Well, guess what? You're going to have a Goliath moment one day in your life. Yes, you will. And look at your teachers, look at Dr. Flowers, the parents gathered here. Everyone in this room has had a Goliath moment. A moment when something so scared and big comes into your life, and you have to make a choice. David made a choice. What was his choice, children? To kill him, or should I say to stand with who and fight? Who did he stand with? God. That's right. Well, that's my story. That is my story. 3.5 years ago, Miss Herod had a Goliath moment. I was 36 years old. I had just been promoted into the position that I'm in right now in St. Philip's. My sweet Layla there was just 2. Malcolm was going into kindergarten. My husband and I bought a new phone. Life was good. God was good. But then a surprise happened. I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer at 36 years old. That's not anything anyone asks for. But you know what? I made a choice. I wanted to be just like David and to claim victory.
Yeah.
To claim victory.
Yeah.
So I stand before you all today, and excuse me, but I'm so honored to stand here this morning in front of your children and parents. Children, know that with God, all things really are possible. And I want Layla and Malcolm to come and take one of these gloves, because as Christians, you are going to be called into battle.
That's right.
And you don't know when, children. You will be called to fight. And I was called to fight. To fight for my life. And I'm so blessed to have had a family of support who were believers in me, to have a husband who called everyone else into battle, to pray for me. Let me tell you, when I told my husband that I had this diagnosis, I wasn't with him. I had to be told over the phone. And so we both had a night apart to deal with that diagnosis. But let me tell you, when I came home that next morning, our home was covered with scriptures on the wall, in every room. Every room. And they're still up today. These papers are withering and crinkled now. They've been up for a long time, but I was so blessed to have someone to stand with me who knows that with God all things are possible. It is so easy to say I love God, or I'm Christian, or when things are good. But life is like the seasons, children. You're going to have those wonderful summers that are hot and fun. You're going to have fall, cool, relaxed time. You're going to have cold winters. You will. And you'll have spring. Well, this was a winter moment for me. But I stand before you today a proud warrior. Women here today, Ms. Bledsoe and Ms. Harris, who are also survivors. As Christians, you will be called into battle, and the most important thing to know is that what will you do with your Goliath moment when times are difficult? Will you lose your faith? Will you become angry with God? Will you be like the others around you and quiver in fear? No, you will ask God for courage. You will ask God for strength. And sometimes when you're fighting a battle, you might need the courage to just sit down and be quiet. Sometimes you might need the courage to stand up and stand for something. Sometimes you might need the courage just to act. So as Christians, children, parents, be prepared to be a warrior. Be prepared to fight with God. Because if you just have that faith, just a little faith, as small as what? Mustard seed. God will walk with you. Claim the victory and let God rest. Because what did David do? Yeah, he took that slingshot and he shot his faith at him and Goliath. He took that slingshot and he shot faith and that rock to him. He shot all of these different things to defeat Goliath. So when you are faced with your Goliath moment, be prepared to stand. Be prepared to have courage. Remind yourself of who you belong to. Okay? God is good.
Yes, it is.